Alright, here we are. Just as I promised, Pokemon White, but I can only use Pokemon with a base stat total of 500 or less. Before we get into it, I would like to explain the black space on the right side of the screen will be filled out as we get our gym badges. That's pretty much the only announcement I really had, so let's just get right into it. I'm thinking I'm going to try to do one gym per episode, have the final episode be the entire Pokemon League. We'll figure out how it goes. I do have a list of Pokemon I'm allowed to use throughout this playthrough on my phone here. So don't worry, I won't accidentally break my own rule. But as I said in the previous video, 500 BST may not sound like a very hard challenge, but when we get down to it, I can't use any of the final evolved forms and starters. I'm locked out of the legendaries, I'm locked out of a lot of Pokemon that you would bring into the line of battle. I can't even use Vanillas. Like, did you know Vanilla can base that over, like, I think it's 5%? That's insane. That Pokemon was just flat out being so weak. But yeah, so I've never considered myself fantastic at this game. I've considered myself good, but I've never been that competitive. So, you know, I'm sort of leaning into the challenge aspect of this game. Figured this one was just difficult enough to give me a challenge. It's easy enough that I won't, you know, lose. I do expect to faint a couple of times. Obviously, nobody expects to not white out once or twice in a doing like some super hardcore Nuzlocke. But that's not what that is. I really forgot how much Juniper likes to talk. I do have a general idea of what the final team going into the Pokemon League is going to look like, but things are subject to change given what DMs I have access to. Because it's been forever since I played through a Gen 5 game, I honestly don't even remember what routes have what Pokemon. Like, obviously I know Route 1 has Lillipup, Purloin, and I think Catrat, but other than that, I could not tell you a thing. Well, I mean, with Desert. Desert Pokemon are always obvious. So, this might be a little controversial, but for the amount of time I will be able to use this stuff, I'm gonna go with it. Epic is just a Pokemon that I've always actually really liked, and I felt like it's never gotten the appreciation it fully deserves. Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet sometimes, because I don't have a lot to talk about today. I beat the main story of ZA recently. I don't really get what all the hate is about. I think it's a good enough game for what it's supposed to be. It's not as good as like Arceus. That's arguably the best title of the franchise, so. Obviously the starting section of the game is going to be a little slow. That's how Pokemon always is. I've actually never gotten a crit in any of the first battles throughout all the time that I've played these games. That was fun. But yeah, so I'm posting this unedited because not only am I just getting used to editing stuff that I'm trying to figure out, but also I want to demonstrate that I'm not going to fake any of the runs that I do in the future. This is just kind of a small thing to do to show that, like, I'm confident enough that I won't have to cheat in any of the runs that I decide to do. And if you can't hear me over the game volume, I apologize. I literally have it set to 20. I might just have to get a less muffled microphone, or maybe clean this one off a little bit. It has been a while since I used it. Not sure what the real problem is. But I do hope you can at least hear the important parts of what I'm saying. If it remains an issue, I will just... I don't know, I'll probably turn the game's volume off. But considering there will be parts where I'm not talking, I feel like that's not the best solution. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I did use Epic for another reason, and that is because that would get a hand save instead of hand 4 or hand sear. And I've always found that the grass function tends to have more use earlier in the game over the fire and water one. And also, I just like grass. It's not my favorite part, but it's not bad. Yeah, this first part of the game is going to be very slow. As soon as we get into Route 1, though, I guarantee the game is picking up quickly. Here we go. I will give a bit of information on the runs I intend to do with using limited types in other Pokemon games once we hit that subscriber goal I mentioned in the last video. And that is, it's almost going to be like making my own evil teen persona kind of thing. Now, a lot of you might be expecting me to go with like Ghost, Dark, and Poison types because my username has Phantom in it. I could do that, but I've always been fascinated with a different type of theming, I suppose would be the word. In fact, I might just do 2 different versions of the limited types one with the Ghost, Poison, and Dark, and one with the one that I already plan to do. But we'll see how things progress. If it ends up being a popular idea, I'll go ahead. I'll be honest, I was not paying attention to what the mom gave us. Hold on. Ah, yeah. Yeah, like I said, as soon as we get into Route 1, things will start picking up. But for now, Gen 5 is a pretty slow game to kick off. Might arguably be the slowest game to kick off, actually. I'm not really sure if it has much time. Gen 4 might be the slowest, actually. I did not think of this beforehand. Shall be think of a cool reference here. Crispy. I'm not very good at coming up with stuff on the spot. So as you can see over on the left, we've got the blue bar up top that shows how much XP we have, and obviously the green bar is the health. And as you can tell, Val got itself filled out as we get more Pokemon. The system I'm using for that to actually fill itself out without me having to do anything is called PokeLink. As far as I can tell, the only download link is in its Discord. So, just go there, I suppose. If people ask for it in the comments, I'll post a link in it in the description, but, it's just a Discord server. It shouldn't be too hard to find if you already have the app. Wow, this costs so much. Not as much dialogue as Gen 6, I think, though. But Gen 6 is still faster just because it's a smaller game, I think. Alright, Route 1. Got a big tutorial, but then finally we get some real gameplay. That's my fault. I suppose. If this series does well, I will do a similar thing on the challenge mode of this. Maybe I'll limit myself in Pokemon BST of 480 or lower. That might be a little too difficult if I end up doing Pokemon White's challenge mode, but we'll figure it out. Like I said, if this series does well enough, then I'll do something with the challenge mode, but for now, this is all you're getting. And don't think I'll only do other games if we hit those subscriber goals. There is another game or two that I intend on doing between subscribers. Which, if you're only just now seeing this video but didn't see the last one, that's where I laid out the subscriber goals. I suggest you go watch that. You pause this one and come back, or you can finish this one and then go there. Your choice. It doesn't matter to me which one you do. But if you're interested in what I mean by subscriber goals, you do still have to go check out the last video. Alright, finally, time to catch Hat rats. These things are very annoying. A lot of them. And another rule I have for this challenge is that I cannot stop a Pokemon from evolving when it wants to evolve. I have to let it evolve, and if its evolution exceeds the 500 BST limit, I have to block it. So once Tepik hits level 36, it's gone. Zembor has a BST somewhere between 520 and 530, I think. No, I'm not gonna name the rat. Did I get my... Really? Usually we get them pretty early, right? I'll look it up after I'm done here, assuming I don't get them. Lilith. Fun fact, apparently Stoutland is available for this challenge. Apparently it does not exceed the 500 PSP. Not that it matters, apparently. That's fine, we'll find another one. But yeah, no, I've always seen Stoutland as like a very bulky normal type. I thought for sure it had at least 510, but apparently not. Although it is not something that I intend on bringing into Pokemon, because there's a different normal type of get later that I actually prefer. But I won't spoil everything yet. You'll see when it happens. For now, though, I'm just going to catch as many Pokemon as I can, because a lot of them will not be usable for very long. Although, these first few, of course, don't have huge base stat only, so we'll be able to use them for a while. Just stay in the ball. Thank you. I will actually name this one. I'm gonna name it after my real dog. I forget what else we can find in Route 1. Is Purloin here? That's another rat. I'm gonna do 2 more encounters, and if we don't see anything new, I'll just move on. I suppose I should be killing these things for something. Alright, we'll be moving it along. We've got half our team filled out. We should be fine for a while. Right, I forgot the professor gives us a Pokemon Center tutorial once we get there. Here we go. More tutorial. That's always fun. Because I totally don't know how a Pokemon Center works. I get the need for a tutorial, though. This is the first generation that had the Pokemarts inside of the Poke Center. Yep, need to do that anyway. As you can see on the left side of the screen, Pokemon aren't doing too healthy. Thank you for that excellent information, Professor. Huge help. Alright, good. Finally, no tutorial. Wish I had some running shoes, though. Alright, gets his speech. Hello, Getsus. Yep, Team Plasma, Liberation, yada yada. English or something through subject commands, confidence, different, gentle, much to learn. Liberate equals the relationship correct. Appreciated. Please leave, Getsus. God, you're insufferable. Thank you. I hope to never see you again, even though I know I will. Hello, N. You are less insufferable. In fact, you're quite cool. Being able to talk to Pokemon is really cool, though. I want to know what they're saying. There's the Purloin. Pig versus cat. Fire! Really glad that happened quite close. Bad Purloin is way weaker than I remember, but I'm pretty sure it's because of Tepig. And goodbye, Purloin. Level 8. That is, Sharon, that is. And now we're off to find the gym. First, I haven't explored this town in a while. But I have a vague recollection of somebody up near me Alright, I guess I was wrong. One thing I will do off-screen is grind levels, just because I know you guys don't want to watch that. That's always a very tedious part of the process. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking. There's probably something to get here, but nothing that I'm concerned with as of now. I'll talk to this one. Yeah, alright. This is where we get running to, isn't it? Yeah! There we go. Took us long enough. For a little bit of a switch train. That's some of these trainers are in. One trainer on this route. Level 5. Yeah, that hurts. If any of you have something that you think I should talk about during these, make sure to leave questions in the comments. I'll read some of them, and I'll go through them in the next video. You know how it is. I won't always have something prepared. I don't write scripts for these things. So, there won't always be something to talk about. But if you have something you want to ask, and I feel like it's something I can talk about freely, I'll consider talking about it. Music in this game has always been so good. I don't know which Pokemon game I prefer the music from, but Gen 5 is definitely up there. I think my favorite gen when it comes to music might be Gen 4. But this is definitely a close second. Hoenn is probably in third place. All of the music in this game is just so relaxing. Like, even the battle music is pretty chill. Wow, that is definitely higher than level 1. Oh no. So this isn't a Nuzlocke, so I don't have to worry about stacking up, but what I am going to do is pop into my own cat actually to save know why it bothered to clear me. Still. I suppose I'll take the free Lear. Wasn't exactly a great plan on its part, though. Oh, wow. Oh, it does. Wow, I vastly underestimated the difference between epics. Yikes. Alright, well, that is a mistake I won't make again. Wow. Really? One step? Oh my god, what is this for rats? That's probably very bad. I'm gonna stay in for one more turn. Now I'm definitely sweeping out. Got 100% put scout still ready. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna try and get one gym badge per video. I do intend on making mostly long-form content, so I figured this is a good way to demonstrate that. Although, of course, not every video is gonna end up being over half an hour long. Because of how slow the start of this game is, that's just how it ends up being. This one might even end up getting closer to an hour, but we'll figure that out. I hope it doesn't be that long. Probably gonna die here, but I will go ahead and do that right now. One here wow. Rat down. Nice. Two levels and dark coverage immediately. I probably should have went back and gone to the Pokemon Center, but I won't. I actually have not looked at the abilities or natures of them. Oh, that's something. That's another thing I'll just do off screen. Don't want to bore you guys with finer details. Although watching me walk to the next city is probably something that bores you. Probably is something I should have done as a stream, but I just don't think I have enough people that watch me to warrant streaming as of yet. Definitely in the future, long-form content like this will be Alright, come on, kid. Show me the dog I've got to kill. buy it poverty is noticed. That seems pretty useless. Whatever. Victory. Next. Oh, is this gonna be a rival fight? I forgot this game has like a lot of foes. Oh, yep, here it is. It's gonna be too big a problem though. There's not like anything different. Maybe I did. Alright. Doesn't matter. Still die. Never mind. It doesn't. Yes, it does. Okay. Just die. Thank you. I wonder what roasted snivy tastes like. I probably shouldn't be saying that in front of its trainer, though. Goodbye. Alright. Try it. I think we've just got to go do the thing at the ruins with the Dream Professor, and then we can grab our monkey and do the gym. I wouldn't think the gym would be too tough, but I suppose it has been a while since I've done it. We'll figure it out. I talked to the wrong guy. Trainer school. You give me a monkey, right? No, you don't. I will go and go to the train yard, though, assuming this is the right direction. Alright. Okay, so I really didn't even need a leer. Well, now I need a leer. Oh, sheet. Oh, female starter? Wow. That didn't even fully click in when I first saw it. Isn't that like a 12.5% chance or something? Wow, these Provoids are annoying. Don't worry about Cat Rat. I'll check him up with the rest of the team off camera like I said I would. In case any of you are wondering why I always go for bite first, it's because I know tackle is a coupon anyway, so I just go for bite, which will do less damage, and hope for a flinch, and then hope for a high roll on tackle next turn for kill. It worked on that first Cat Rat, but obviously it's not a perfect strategy. Very rarely will it actually. When it does work, I'll feel Here's the monkey. Good. Good. I do not have a name prepared. I will actually go ahead and put this back to the front of the party since the scout is a level higher again. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that I have for running shoes. That is so much faster. How did I forget about that? This looks like a school. I was right. Sure. Oh, it's a terrible lead for me. I am 2 levels higher, but the type advantage with this. The type advantage makes it that necessarily matter. Wow, oh, Cat Rat actually lived through that. I'll swap back. Trying to get the burn with this more attack lower. Oh my god. Good news is it doesn't do much. Furloughing special attack is not very good. Sorry, I'm just gonna back open here. I have no reason not to. Doesn't matter how low my attack gets, it's still good every time. Don't quote me on that. Alright. Sharing down, which means I can finally go to the gym and end this almost hour-long introduction to the series. I will heal before going in, though. Da, 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 da. Hello, Silent. Alright. A fresh water, how fun. Water. A very basic puzzle, but it's kind of fun. At least it's not Lieutenant Surge's puzzle. Now, that is a nightmare. I do have a basic strategy for the gym leader. I'm just not entirely sure how it will play out. Well, we've officially hit just over 50 minutes. Overall, not terrible time to get to a person's gym, actually. now I'm definitely just being fail with it. Then I'll also go ahead and heal this turn. Since I know I outspeed. Tackle. So. Double whip. Get my butt. Leer. Oh, Purloin used Growl. Okay. Free Leer. Get another? We do not. We do. This Pat Rat is surprisingly tanky. Took a hit from a Purloin 7 levels higher than his team. This Pat Rat is and this Purloin also isn't very smart. While I isn't wasting its time growling, it knows I only have 3. Right? Like it has to know I'm in kill range. Very. Alright. Alright. Second instinct down. I believe all that's left is the gym leader. And I would go right. Hello, press. Alright, friends, let's fight. Definitely hoping to get reverse center. I don't like that it raises the attack twice. I'm having terrible luck with this. But it's also just using the workup a lot. But, you know, there we go. Now it's that's a lot. That is a lot. Alright. Well, I just hope it's not enough to do one shot. No. Otherwise my entire plan holds. Oh, right. That was way too close. I am scared. Don't worry about helping me. Will not swap out yet. Wow, that's and it also knows what's up. That's great. If I do lose this, I am just going to end the video when I heal, and then we'll pick up in the second episode and immediately beat this guy. Because honestly, it really is only going to take like another 2 or 3 levels on this. But what I'm hoping is that I can lower this thing's defense just enough that hand stage might be able to one-shot with mine. And it's letting me lower its defense a lot. It is either very confident or really it's definitely gonna attack next turn, though, because I'm pretty sure it's next. Alright. Just gotta pray and sage this a hit. It's just water gun. Really? Wow! Okay. Okay. Yeah. That did not go as intended, clearly. Yeah, you know, I think I'm gonna get the entire team up to like level 12, maybe level 13, and then we will try again in the next episode. But you know, we didn't do terribly the first time around. But that's all for this time, unfortunately. Goodbye.